If you're a Clickbank affiliate promoting PrimeBiome, this is how you can get 10 plus commission checks a day using Google Ads. And the great part is it doesn't violate any of the terms and conditions lined out by the vendor to promote it. As you can see, PrimeBiome is one of the hottest Clickbank products that have came in a long while. And you can see why it's so popular. Just look at the average dollars per sale on this particular product. There's three things we must figure out first before we start marketing this product on Google Ads. The first is the angle, the second is the keywords, and the third is the website funnel. Now let's first start with the angle. The angle is broken up into two parts. The first is what are the vendor's rules for marketing this product? You must first understand that before we are able to figure out anything else. And the second thing is what about the product makes it special and what is the demand in the market for the things that make the product special. So let's start with the vendor rules. As you look at the traffic restrictions, there's just a couple of things in here that I want you to pay attention to. The first of which, like most vendors on Clickbank, they don't want you promoting on their keyword. But they also have one other tricky rule that's a little bit unique in that you cannot use the phrase or the brand name PrimeBiome in any of your ads or even on your landing page that people come to from clicking on your ads. This is a little unique, but it is by no means going to hinder your ability to make sales. Now let's talk about the angle. So we know we can't really promote PrimeBiome directly, and also we can't be on the keywords on Google Ads, but within the product itself, it's going to tell us exactly how we need to find a desperate audience to buy. And yes, I said desperate audience to buy. If you don't understand what a desperate audience is or how to look for them when you're doing your marketing, you really need to go over to redpillaffiliatemarketing.com. Yes, the red pill affiliatemarketing.com. Because if you don't find desperate buyers, you're going to be doing blue pill marketing, which is just going to cost you a lot of money. So the way I evaluate the angle of promoting PrimeBiome is I actually look at exactly what it is that it does. It's in skincare, and whenever you are in skincare, you absolutely have a winner when it comes to promoting supplements, because skincare, makeup, cosmetics, things like that really are repeatable business, and they are rather easy to sell. The issue, though, you have to deal with is the amount of competition. But here's the deal. There's so much demand for skincare products, especially among females, that you can find a lot of places that you can strictly have the market to yourself on Google Ads to put your advertising up, and you'll be the only game in town. So as long as you do a good job in understanding the desperation of the people and you meet their marketing, you'll be able to sell a lot of product. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to look at what is the secret sauce to PrimeBiome. Well, I can see here it is a oral supplement, and it talks about rejuvenating skin. Well, skin rejuvenating, anti-aging stuff. I see they're talking about youthful appearances and gut health. They talk about healthy, youthful skin, promoting better skin. So when I look at skin care and I'm looking for desperate people, it's usually people that have a skin issue. Those are the people that are going to be the most motivated to spend money and buy something rather than those that don't have a skin issue. They just want, like, I know this is promoting a more youthful look and all of that, but there really isn't a sense of urgency there. So what I am is I'm going through its description and I'm trying to find, out of everything this thing says it does, what is going to be in the arena that people are going to be desperate to fix. So as I'm looking at this, replacing old cells with new ones, I can't really think of anything there. Support healthy aging. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. Aging. And they're talking about supporting healthy aging. So people, to me, this is like the jackpot. It's not about the gut health. It's not about bacteria. Better looking skin. I like that too. So when I look at this, I can see in my mind, and you need to do the same thing too, if you're not, with any other product you're going to sell, is within the description is going to be people that you know are going to have a problem. So when I think of people that buy skin and herb products that be desperate, I look at the anti-aging category. Now it's a very big category, but I'm going to go and do a little research to find out within this anti-aging category, what exactly are the keywords where people are desperate to solve, but there's not a lot of competition. The second part is the keyword. Now that we have our angle, which is going to be something around anti-aging, now we need to know the keyword we're going to use. It may not be anti-aging. What we need to do is actually look into the realm of anti-aging and skincare and skin aging, that type of thing that PrimeBiome is advertising, to see what keywords are available, and specifically, what can we find that's low competition? Okay, so I'm in Google's keyword planner. All I did was type in skin aging. And I did a little homework, and I found a keyword here that I thought was very interesting. Brown spots on hand. Pretty peculiar. And with a keyword like brown spots on hand, someone that's typing that in, to me, sounds motivated. Okay, there's a brown spot on the hand and they want to know what it is. They might be concerned. They're probably aging or whatever. And so since it's closely related to skin aging, this seems to be a problem to the tune of 2,400 people a month are looking up this particular problem, and that is the average. To me, this is probably a motivated buyer. They have a problem, and there seems to be a sense of urgency associated with it. But what I love about this, more than the fact that I think our product can help deal with this particular issue with PrimeBiome, is I looked at the competition, and the competition is low. I mean, so low, I can get a click at the top of the page results with an ad for as low as 8 cents a click. 8 cents a click. There isn't an affiliate on the planet that cannot make money at 8 cents a click for 2,400 people a month to advertise to. So, I mean, you do the math. 2,400 times 12, right? You're going to have about 16,000 people a year that can cost you somewhere between 8 cents and $1.33, somewhere in that range. Depending, the difference is just how good you're advertising. And if it's really good, 8 cents. If your advertising is really bad, okay, you're going to pay more of a $1.33 a click. So now we have a keyword, and there may be other ones in here, but honestly, right now, this is such a fantastic keyword for me to start my advertising ads. Remember, I'm just looking for 10 or more sales a day. 10 or more sales a day. I'm going to have 2,400 people a month at 8 cents to $1.33 to try to close 10 sales a day with, just on this one keyword. Now, when we talk about the website funnel as an affiliate marketer, that's typically where I see people get the most frustrated or have the most anxiety, because they're like, I'm not a coder, I'm not a designer, I'm not a copywriter, I don't really know what to say. That's really what has affiliates kind of just running to the affiliate company's website and just using those everywhere. And I don't care how good the tested and proven sales process is. Bottom line is, when you go and you start doing marketing in any large way, there's no network that's just going to allow you to use a mirror site of an affiliate network across the ad network. I mean, you'll get bounced out of there in no time at all. So you do have to have your own unique website sales funnel. It has to happen if you are serious about generating consistent sales. But it doesn't have to be that complicated. Okay, here's the great thing about the way we have found our audience and our angle and our keywords. All we really have to do is answer the question they put in Google. there really isn't a lot to how you do this website. So what I'm going to touch on now is what I would do if I was promoting PrimeBiome and what I would say. And as I look here, we're going to have our Google ad up here promoting, and the Google ad is going to be quite simple, to be quite honest about it. It's basically going to be like dark age spots on your skin, dark brown age spots on your brown age spots on your skin, aged brown spots on your skin. I'm going to be doing different variations of exactly what they put in the keyword, so I can maximally draw their attention. Again, because we're targeting people that have a genuine problem and they may be desperate to fix it. You don't really have to be that creative with the ads. And I think, the one thing that people struggle with when it comes to copywriting is when you're not touching on an absolute need that people have, it does get harder to write copy. It absolutely does. You got to be really creative to catch people's attention. And really, for this, you just don't need to be some expert copywriter to have success with this. So I would write an ad. You can see here, I would put in the headline, dark age spots on your skin, or I might even say brown, question mark? Nothing creative about that. Right on the first page. That'll be my headline. Followed by that, I would have an angle that looks a little like this. If you look at this website, they start talking about medical research and doctors and how they are going to be touching on this issue. Now, I wouldn't use these words exactly, but I would use this particular angle here, because right now, if you think about the mindset of the person, they have a problem, they want to fix it, but they also don't understand it. So what you need to do is help them understand a possible reason for their problem, which in this case is going to be poor nutrition, poor gut health. Again, our product helps. It's like an anti-aging. People that have skin conditions, or not even conditions, people that have aging skin and have all these things that happen to them because they are just quite honestly losing elasticity in their skin and all these other issues. PrimeBiome is supposed to help fight that. It's an anti-agent. It fights aging. It fights unhealthy skin. All right. So I would tell them what's going on. So, research shows it may be a warning sign of poor nutrition and gut health. Wow, such creative copywriting. Don't need to be. These people are going to be glued. And then I need to get an expert in here. But I would actually go out on a National Institute of Health site. They've researched everything under the sun. Everything under the sun. So if you want to know, go to the NIH and find anything on gut health or supplements or whatever, I can guarantee you there's a study on it. So all you have to use is use third-party credibility from a trusted source and start quoting them and citing them in your document. In this particular case, I would say, brown age spots on your skin. Research shows it can be a warning sign of poor nutrition and gut health. Dr. Dathen from the NIH says that basically as people get older, one of the things that they don't do a great job of is proper supplements and paying attention to their gut health. And I start talking about the things that can happen, such as brown spots on your skin, as a part of poor nutrition. And then I go into, if you look here, talks about what may cause poor skin. Low levels of X, Y, and Z supplements. Well, what do you think X, Y, and Z are? They're the actual ingredients in my supplement. And the great thing is the NIH has information on every single supplement ingredient that's ever been marketed ever under the sun. You can find it on the NIH website. And so as I begin to walk them through the story of the brown spots may be caused by poor nutrition and gut health, And research shows that, gut health gets poor when you're low in certain supplements. And, and I start making that case. And again, I just do what all the other supplement people do as I write this out. And then I introduce the solution of a supplement that has all of these ingredients all wrapped up in one for the right balance for anti-aging. Now, the rules of PrimeBiome says you can't say PrimeBiome on your landing page. Now, it's a very stiff rule, and they really shouldn't have it, but they have it. So you just have to deal with it. So in this particular case, what I would do is I would introduce them to a supplement, but before I introduce them to a supplement, I need to collect a lead. Okay, I need to make them my customer first before I make them PrimeBio's customer. So I am going to give them some home remedies. Like, I'm going to give them a home remedy book that I'm just going to go out and find, because I'm going to get that to them for free, name and email. And then I'm also going to introduce them to the recommended supplement that has all of the proper levels of these ingredients for proper gut health and something that supports healthy looking skin that fights aging and fights the development of dark brown spots on the skin. And when they put in their name and information, I'm going to send them the book, and then I'm going to forward them over to the affiliate parent company site. Okay. Now, in addition to that, I'm going to have other things on the website, because one of the rules about Google is you can't have a website whose sole purpose is to bridge them over to the vendor site. So your website needs to stand on its own 2 feet. But between my offer, the information, and the other information I'm going to put on the website, I now have a perfect solution to attack Google ads and start dominating PrimeBiome. That's not going to violate any of the rules of the vendor. That's not going to violate any of Google Ads rules, but most importantly, I'm going to have the entire market of brown spots on the skin all to myself. All 16,000 of those people a year will have nothing but me solving their problem.